Welcome to 7th standard science class. In today's session, we are going to start a very interesting chapter, that is chapter number 5, heat. Children, you are all familiar with sensation of hot and cold, right? In summer, you feel hot, and in winter, you feel cold. Then how do we know whether an object is hot or cold? How do we find out how hot or cold an object is? We try to find answer for all these questions, okay? First, we will see about temperature. What is temperature here? Children, it acts like an indicator. Here, we express the degree of hotness, means how hot or cold is a body, is expressed through its temperature. If the body is more hot, then temperature of that body is more. So, temperature is the measurement of hotness or coldness of an object. Children, note this point here. Here I am using the word body in this chapter again and again. Here body doesn't mean that it is a human body. Understood? In this chapter, body means it is a body of any matter. Understood? Don't confuse with human body. For example, here you see ice cubes in a glass. Right? Here instead of saying ice cubes in a glass, simply I will use the word body. Understood? Here body means it is a body of any matter. Don't confuse with human body. Okay, whenever I'm using the word body in this chapter, you just consider it is a body of any matter. Understood? Well, children, when a substance is heated, its temperature rises. On cooling, the temperature comes down, right? Now we will see what is heat exactly. You know, heat is a form of energy. For example, just take a glass of cold milk and leave it on a table for some time. Here, just take glass of cold milk and leave it on a table for some time, and in another glass take the hot milk and leave it on the same table for some time. Then what you will observe here? Here cold milk in a glass left on a table soon warms up, and hot milk left on the same table cools down after some time. Then how this happens? You have any idea? Well, children, this happens due to the temperature difference between the body and its surrounding. Here body means cold milk or hot milk. Okay? This happens due to the temperature difference between the body and its surrounding. See here, what I'm trying to say you, here this is a cold milk and this is a surrounding. Why cold milk gets warm up after some time? It is due to temperature difference. Here cold milk, temperature of the cold milk is less, but temperature of the surrounding is more, right or no? So the cold milk having less temperature and surrounding having more temperature. Due to this temperature difference, there is a transfer of heat energy. Understood? Here you see the temperature of the cold milk is less compared to its surrounding, right? So there is a transfer of heat energy between cold milk and surrounding takes place. Then let me ask you one thing, whether heat energy transfer from surrounding to cold milk or cold milk to surrounding? Well, transfer of heat energy always takes place from body at a higher temperature to that at a lower temperature. So, here the transfer of heat energy takes place from surrounding to cold water. Cold milk. The transfer of heat energy takes place from surrounding to cold milk. That's why the cold milk gets warm up. Here the heat energy from surrounding, here the heat energy from surrounding is going to transfer to cold milk. That's why cold milk gets warm up. Understood? Similarly, in case of hot milk, okay, here temperature of hot milk is more compared to surrounding. It is a surrounding now. Here it is hot milk. So here the temperature of the hot milk is more compared to surrounding. That's why the heat energy is transferred from, here in this case, heat energy is transferred from hot milk to surrounding. Therefore, hot milk cools down. Because here see, the heat from the hot milk transferred to surrounding, it loses its heat. Then it will become cold. Obviously, right? Understood? Children, as I already told you, heat is a form of energy. Then what is energy? Energy is the capacity to do work. Let us now perform one more activity which shows that heat is a form of energy and it can be converted into another form of energy. For that, first you take a vessel half filled with water. After covered this vessel with a light aluminium lid. Okay, here you see, first you take a vessel all filled with water. After that you just cover this vessel with a light aluminium lid and then heat it over a flame. Then what you will observe here? After some time we will see that the water start boiling. Then the lid which you covered on vessel rises up and falls down. Here you see, the lid which is covered on the vessel rises up and falls down. This happens again and again. I hope most of you already have idea about it, right? Then why this lid rises and falls down here? Well, children, here the steam formed by the heated water could raises the lid. Who raises the lid here? Here the steam. This is, see, this. Yes, this is what we call steam here. Here see, the steam formed by the heated water. Okay, it only raises the lid. So here steam does work. That is, it does mechanical work. This shows that heat is a form of energy and it can be used to do mechanical work. Understood? Children, you know, in early days, heat is considered as a liquid or fluid which flows from a hotter body to colder body. And they also assumes that heat is weightless and colorless liquid. And they used to call this as a calorific. Later, this theory was shown incorrect by the some of physicists by their experiments. Understood? And they showed that heat is just a form of energy. Understood? The physicists by the experiments, they showed that heat is just a form of energy. Got it? Yes. Now let us see what is difference between heat and temperature. Okay? Children, you already know that heat is a form of energy, right? And all matter contains heat energy. Yes. Here you getting doubt, right? How all matters contains heat energy? Well, children, we already learned that all matter is made up of small particles called atoms. And the group of atoms what we call molecules. The heat energy of all matter is mainly due to the motion of atoms and molecules of a matter. Yes, the heat energy of a body is due to the motion of its constituent particles. That is atoms and molecules. Understood? Got it? What is the main reason? The heat energy of a body is due to the motion of its constituent particles. Just keep it in mind. Okay? Then, what about temperature here? Temperature is just an indicator of this energy. Understood? What is temperature? Temperature is an indicator of energy. Do you think cold object does not possess any heat energy? Just think it. Not really. Even cold object possesses heat energy. You know why? Because in cold object also the particles are moving, right? Right or no? It is due to the motion of its particles. Even in cold object also the particles are moving, so they possesses heat energy. Understood? When we heat or cool the matter, then motion of its molecules becomes faster or slower. Means when we heat a body, motion of its molecule faster. When we cool, motion of its molecules get slower. Understood? So here the heat energy of the particle is mainly due to the motion of its constituent particles. Got it? Next, we will learn what are the effects of heat. Children, when we heat a body, it undergoes various types of changes. The changes are mainly two types. They are physical changes and chemical changes. First, we will see what are physical changes. The first type of physical change is change in temperature. We all know that when we heat or cool a body, then there is a change in its temperature. That is, removal of heat from a body or addition of heat to a body brings about a change in its temperature. So, when we heat a body, its temperature rises, and we cool it, its temperature falls down. Understood? That's why change in temperature is one of the physical change, and it is due to the effect of heat. And next type of physical change is change of state. Yes, addition or removal of heat to or from a body brings about change in its state. For example, you just put a glass of water in the freezer compartment of a refrigerator. You know that water is in the liquid state, right? But in the refrigerator, water freezes to form a ice. As we know, ice is the solid form of water. Similarly, when water is heated, it starts boiling and gets converted into steam. Children, here steam is the gaseous form of water. So, liquid water changes to solid ice or gaseous steam due to the change in heat. That is, when you remove heat from a water, it changes to solid ice. When you add heat to the water, it changes to gaseous vapor. Understood? That's why here change of state is one of the physical change and it is due to the effect of heat. Understood? And next type of physical change is thermal expansion. Children, you know most of the matter, either they are solid, liquid or gases, are known to expand on heating. Yes, it is true, they are expand on heating, and this phenomenon is called thermal expansion. For example, metal rim of a cartwheel, here you see this is a metal rim of a cartwheel, is designed slightly smaller diameter than the cartwheel. Why you know? Because when metal rim is heated, it becomes red hot and expands and it slips easily onto the wheel. See here, if you heat this metal rim, it's going to be expand. Then its size or diameter increases, right? Then we can easily fix into the cartwheel. But when it is cooled, it contracts and takes the shape of the cartwheel and gets fixed onto the wheel firmly. Understood? This is the best example of thermal expansion. Till now, we've seen physical changes. Now, let us see about chemical change. Children, due to heating effect, many chemical changes takes place. For example, potassium chloride releases oxygen in the process of heating. Understood? See here, by heating one of the chemical called potassium chloride, we can prepare oxygen. And even burning of wood is also one of the chemical change due to the heating effect. Got it?